I'd like to invite our very, very first beautiful lady all the way from India. And she is Deepal Modi. Before I share the screen to Deepal Modi, I'd like to say a few words about her so that we all know who is this wonderful lady. All right. So Deepal Modi is from Mumbai, India. She is a highly experienced and globally certified yoga teacher with more than a decade of teaching experience. She has learned yoga from different yoga schools across India, thereby specializing in teaching various different techniques and methods. She is certified as a master teacher and evaluator from the Ayush Ministry, Government of India. She has taught yoga from 3-year-old toddlers to 80-year-old senior citizens. With her warm and caring nature, she has helped many people getting better and healthier. And we also, maybe we'll learn a lot more. Definitely we are going to. And in this session, Deepal will be talking about the causes of pain and sufferings in their root cause, how it can be reduced, also how to handle it with the help of right yogic techniques, followed by practical demonstration of the same. And also you can follow Deepal on her Facebook page as well as on the website. So Deepal ji, a global namaste to you.
Global namaste to everyone. Global namaste to you too. Thank you so much for a lovely, beautiful prayer in the beginning.
Thank you.
It really it was an amazing feeling, and thank you so much for the beautiful prayer. It's the
With
best
pleasure.
way to start.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, and also today we are having this beautiful yoga session and meditation session, and we have seen so much of this beautiful talents. You're a very talented lady, I must say.
Thank you. Thank you for all so much compliment. Gratitude to everyone. Gratitude to my gurus, and gratitude to Almighty who has given me this power to
Okay.
help others, heal others. And
Yeah.
yeah, that's the motto of our channel
Yeah,
as well. Heal
absolutely.
others. Yeah, the best way
Yeah,
to connect with everyone. So
right.
yeah.
Yes. So tell us a bit more what you're going to show. I'm sure you're going to tell us about the causes of pain and suffering and how to deal with
Yeah.
that. So this sounds very interesting. We are all very eager and keen to know what is all this about and how can we maybe reduce our pain. Is that it through yoga and meditation?
Yes, absolutely. So yoga is given by the Adi Guru itself. So it's a
Mhm.
technique where just we take it as a physical being or just a physical, actions. But yoga is just not physical; it's more with the mental. So all these topics I'll be talking about. I'll be talking about the yogic techniques which is given by the Guru Maharishi Patanjali. So
Mhm.
hundreds of years ago, in the thousands of years ago, where we are not aware of things. He's the best psychologist. He was the most bestest psychologist who had introduced these things, the causes of pain and suffering. So he studied everything about the personality and the
Oh.
characteristics. So we humans are actually in this world, we emanate from two things, the personality and the characteristics.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
personality is something that we are born with, the genetic
Yeah.
makeup or
Yeah.
whatever we are born with, which cannot be
Right.
much altered. But
Mhm.
the characters, we develop characters through bhavas, gunas, sanskaras that we build up when we come across our life, across our
Definitely.
lifespan, and that thought that develops our thoughts, and that thought become our behavior, and we
Yes.
never realize, we just don't
Mm.
realize that that is causing pain. There are these characters, our characteristics, are imbibed things are
Mhm.
the causes of pain and suffering.
Mhm. Yeah.
So which, and these are deeply rooted, and if we just get out of these basic pains, we get aware of these things, we immediately get happy, we
Mhm.
enjoy the total absolute feeling of bliss,
Mm-hmm.
perpetuating the inner light, and making ourselves and others as well happy. So mainly, I'll be talking about these five kleshas, and of course,
Mm-hmm.
not only the conflicts,
Mm-hmm.
but also how to overcome it. So in my span of career, I've come across many people. How do I overcome? Okay, I know I have this problem. I have this uh, limitations in me, but how do I
Mm.
overcome it? It's not an overnight journey, of course. So it's
Right.
a process. And
Mm-hmm.
so Maharishi Patanjali and our yogic texts and everything taught us to how to overcome it physically. So anything, gross, the sthula sharir, when we actually, work out with our body, we go to the sukshma level, the inner
Yeah.
side.
Right.
So going from the stool, the gross
Mm-hmm.
self
Mm-hmm.
towards the inner self is a
Mm-hmm.
journey. And
Mm-hmm.
ultimately, in yoga, we say the Karan Sharira, the ultimate,
Right. Yeah.
the going towards a higher
Mm-hmm.
meeting, uniting with the self, the
Mm.
higher self is the
True.
ultimate goal. So this
Yes.
is the journey, the
Okay.
pain, cause, and then going towards the higher self.
Higher.
So this,
Wow. It's a
yeah,
beautiful way. It's a beautiful way to
yeah.
understand it. And definitely, as you say, the Adi Guru who passes on all this knowledge down to the rishis and reaching this generation and more to come. And yoga really helps us in many other ways and to get rid of the kleshas, as we are all ready to hear, even myself. I'm talking about myself and maybe lots of our viewers. So I'll leave the screen to you and we are ready to follow, or maybe we can try and practice and learn so much from Deepa ji.
All right.
Yeah.
So all that corrupts us. Corruption, I don't mean by like the money corruption as such. All that corrupts us mentally in the mind are kleshas. So there are basically five kleshas. The circle of life, continuously seduces us, lures us towards the materialistic thing, which are actually the cause of pain, the suffering, or the constriction for us to grow. But these seven sins and the sixth, Shadripu. Shadripu in yoga, we call it Shadripu. That is Kam, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Madha, Matsarya. That is greed, gluttony, avarice, the anger, all these
Yeah.
things
Yeah.
have,
Yeah.
are, are causing us pain, which we just don't
Mm.
realize. It just imbibes in our character and we think that's real, which ultimately is not a real thing. That
Mhm.
becomes our thinking, behavior, attitude, thus making our characteristics.
Mm.
So, which actually is disintegrating us, which actually is bringing us away from, towards a negative character, taking away us from the positivity. So, it just totally disorients us from our real whole being. So the first klesha, I'll start with the Panch kleshas first, and then we go towards the yogic way of life or the yogic techniques of overcoming it.
Mm.
The
Yeah, yeah,
first
absolutely.
klesha,
Mhm.
yeah. Any question you please, you can ask anytime you want.
Yeah, yeah,
Any
I will.
question?
I will. For now,
Yeah,
I'm grasping all this beautiful knowledge and it's getting my
yeah,
curiosity on. So, yeah, please go
yeah,
ahead.
yeah. So the first being the avidya. Avidya doesn't mean illiteracy. It means the knowledge, the pure knowledge. It's actually the root cause of all the other kleshas. It's root cause of all the conflicts, all the worries. It's avidya is about knowing the real thing, believing that unreal is real, the unpure, the impure is pure, believing that everything anatma, which is not real, taking that as real, being not believing in atma and believing in anatma. So that is what avidya is. So when we get out of this darkness, it's actually the way of life wherein we just live in darkness all the time and we don't believe in the real self. So living the darkness, coming out of it, when we just come out of this see the bigger picture, we are already sorted with our life. But it's a practice. It's realizing the super consciousness is a step. There are many, because of this avidya, we are constantly stumbling, falling, hitting the wall, but we just don't realize this. It's it's very deep rooted. It's a very part of our characteristic, very part of our personality that we just don't see it. Of course, we can understand it with meditation, getting into ourselves, getting within ourselves. And the second is asmita, that is ego, the big I. Of course, it is important to be knowing yourself, but it's also a separator. The Buddha says separating from us, from around us, is itself a cause of pain. It's itself a cause of suffering. And ego brings suffering. Ego is something that constantly, wants to prove itself. I am the best. I did it. I am. Always it's I. But who are we? It's constantly seeking validation, superiority, dominance, glorification. It wants to prove itself. It always wants to have a last say. And every endeavor of the ego is nothing but distancing you, keeping you away from the community of the mankind. That is, which we need to be connected with, which we are born to be with, for with, right? So that is creating duality. This characteristic creates duality. Duality being from duality towards going towards negativity and not accepting the positivity or any negative characteristic. You easily get into it just because of the I. But when we understand that the I is not the real I, is something bigger, when we know the real I, what it is, we go forward. Then we go towards rag. The third klesha would be rag, that is attachment. Attachment to the materialistic. We easily tend to get attached to people, things, situation, and we are so much clinging towards it, towards materialistic things, which without realizing that these are the real cause of pain and sufferings. These are the real cause of making you feel bad, making you feel low, and not helping you grow in any sorts, or it is making you vulnerable. So liking, pleasure are all very temporary in nature. Everything is temporary, yet we want to cling on to them. This clinging, without making us realizing that this clinging to people, pleasurable things, and situations, everything is going to end. And it just create more and more obsession, more and more. Yeah, any question? Oh, okay. And our inability to fulfill our desires and inability to cling on to anything brings us anger, creates anger. We really want it. It's a deep feeling. We always want to feel good, but that creates the desire of getting more and more. Everything just disappoints us. This brings us pain. This creates more depression, and depression creates decay, decay within, bringing the saturation point, decay, that decay causing to disease. That disease might cause to death. Sorry to use a very negative words, a big thing, but a small thing, a small desire, an obsession, creating towards a very big negative impact just with the rag, too much of attachment. On the contrary, there is something called dvesh, hatred, the fourth klesha, dvesh. That if raga makes us cling to attach us to something, dvesha brings us away, takes us away from the other side. It creates a repulsion towards people, things, situation. Again, too much of rag is also not good, but too much of dvesh. I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this person. It constantly, bothers us, constantly troubles us inside. It creates a deep, in fact, when you're upset, when you are, very sad or very just disliking a situation makes you feel, and the first thing that goes, physiological damage you're doing, you don't realize it. This unliking, disliking towards something or some person is making you decay in itself, inside within you. As the Nelson Mandela said, that drinking a cup of poison and expecting someone else to die, it's like you you are having a poison, killing yourself within, and you just want, I don't want this person, I never want to meet this again. But you are damaging yourself. You just don't realize it. The first thing that goes on toss is your digestive system. You can experience, I mean, you can share your experience if someone, any viewer would like to share their experience or, discuss more about it. We'll definitely open at the end. And then that decay, that pain makes us vulnerable to, from personality that creates an imbalance of your tranquility, completely creating a very unpeaceful, like taking you away from your peace, ruins your peace rather. And as soon as you translate that into a love, compassion, you can have you can see things from objectivity, right? You can just have a distance but without affecting yourself. But it creates more and more physiological pain if you just cling on or you just keep on hating going away. So that creates an anger, making your physiological imbalance, creating trouble, the pain in your extremities, in your body, in different parts of the body. That growth, that anger is actually a killer. And dvesha, I would say, is a destroyer, destroyer of your peace, of oneself, of oneness. And then we go towards abhinivesh. We don't realize that abhinivesh is about fear of death. The fifth klesha, which is abhinivesh, is fear of death. It is so much imbibed in us. Even an animal, they have this basic instinct, and since we have evolved from animal, we also carry that, in the back of our brain. We carry this basic instinct of being and saving ourselves, fear of death. We don't realize, there's a reflex action. If a car comes to bang you, you immediately move back. That's a reflex action. So you can imagine how deeply rooted this abhinivesh is within us. If you just touch a fire, you will immediately take it away. That reflex action is abhinivesh. That sometimes that fear only kills you. The fear within going, making you cling on, making disturbing your pleasure and happiness, and your consciousness shifting from the paradigm of thinking that everything has to end. When we just know it, that everything is temporary, everything is just going to end at one point, and everything perpetuates when it comes to raw from the invisible energy. When we realize that there is some invisible energy that will perpetuate, that will grow, and we are just going to get connected with that one, with the holy self, with the one, the ultimate self. There will be no, once you realize that, then you can easily breathe easily, and shifting yourself from consciousness, consciously shifting yourself, and you know that everything is transient, yet there is eternal being with which you will ultimately experience everything, and you are above yourself, knowing everything will end, growing and growing to value which is around us, to value of living happily with every essence of eternal things, eternal being, and loving it. Just, just living in the state of bliss. So breath, sunlight, earth, ether are most important to life. When we connect ourselves, when we just go out, breathe easily, without any thought, without any, we feel so good, we feel so light. Getting connected us with the nature, the very nature which is surrounding us, makes us feel light, gives us a ultimate pleasure. Although it can be a short while, but more regularly, if we practice this, we create happiness. We create everything blissful around us, with our relation with our relatives, or everybody around us, with our colleagues, with our relatives. That happiness can be done when we go above this uh, five kleshas. That's the yogic way of life. That is eternal of, of real being, eternal everything, and everything just perpetuate. We may disconnect if we have these kleshas, which will create uncomfort, discomfort, just clinging into materialistic things. And but when we go higher, the light invades, the light perpetuates, and we reach at a stage of anand, ultimately blissful experience. Now we'll be going towards the the solution, the yogic way of life, the practical, with the practical demonstration and the solution towards it. So if anybody has a question regarding this kleshas or conflicts, you can ask me. So Evany, if you have anything,
I
any
think if
question?
I grasp well, so we have five kleshas:
Yeah,
avidya, aham, that is ego, and then
yeah,
raga, attachment, dvesha, going away, and
Abhinivesh, yeah,
then abhinavesha, fear of death. And
yeah,
something that strikes me is the only certain thing in life is that we are going to go one day. We are not here permanently. This is for a
yeah,
short, I mean, for the time that we are going to live. So from birth to death, we have the choice to live our life. So that's what the
yeah.
letter I have. One of the gurus that I've learned this. So B and C. So that's birth and death. In
Wow.
the middle, we have C, and C is the choice. So whatever we do, just as you were explaining to us so explicitly, that everything lies in our hands ultimately. We choose what we want. If we want to stay in this particular mode, we want to be in a negativity, or we want to come out of it, what should we do? Which now you're going to show us. But then there are
Yes.
some people, like they're aware that, yeah, certain, due to some incidents or maybe tragedy, they are in a particular, situation, or in a particular mood, and they know that they have to come out. But then somewhere there is this resentment that no, they don't want to come out of it, but they say that they want to come out. You know what I am trying to say?
Yeah, yeah,
So,
perfectly, perfectly. Yeah,
yeah,
I
for these
this,
kind of, I mean, some people maybe they need help, but
yes,
somewhere they are not accepting the help, or maybe they are not willing to do it themselves. This willingness is also very important. So, for these situations, what can be done? What should those people try
yeah,
and do before you move on to the demonstration
yes,
part?
yes. So this willingness is why first we understand, we get aware of it. This
Mm,
Maharishi was such an amazing psychologist. He realized these things thousands of years ago.
yeah.
Whereas everything, if you just see all these things,
Mm,
the base comes from this five kleshas itself. That willingness is
mm,
I, if you notice. I
yes.
don't want to change. Why is it? Why I don't want to go for a yoga class? Why I don't want to? I feel sleepy. I feel sleepy. I feel tired. But I've experienced so many people. We these gunas, like we come at many students also come into my class. They come in with a
Mm.
tamas gun. Tamas is like the laziness, the tiredness. I just don't
Oh,
feel like
yeah.
doing that. Just don't
Yeah.
want to do this. Oh no. But just a little, we say abhyas, and little abhyas, little little vairagya, little
Yeah.
moving towards, you come towards a rajas stage, the mode
Okay.
of action, the
Right.
rajas guna. You move towards the action mode, which I'll be performing and make you experience that we can do it with the action. As we move in towards the action, rajas, that's the, it's like taking us from one place to another towards the sattva guna, towards the real self. So from that, being tired, lazy, tamas gun, moving ahead from rajas to move towards the sattva gun. That's just a little abhyas. So I saw a very beautiful cartoon some few days back. Like there are few sharks in the, you imagine you're in the sea. You are totally between the sea. There are five sharks coming towards you, trying to catch you. Rag, Dvesh, Abhinivesh, everything is, constantly. We have different characteristics, we have different personality at different times. Every time it's just about to, come towards you. But two ropes, that man is tied with two ropes. One is Abhyas and one is Vairagya. That is Abhyas Vairagya Tanirodha. That is one beautiful sutra again given by Maharishi that says if you just hold on to these two ropes, nothing will come to you. Just hold
Wow.
on to these two ropes and you just move ahead and you're just
Wow.
away from the
Wow.
negativities all the time.
Amazing. This is amazing and a beautiful analogy. Yeah, we learn through many things, but this is a very nice depiction of how we can help ourselves through abhyas
Yeah,
and vairagya. Abhyas, if I'm correct, is practice, and
yeah,
vairagya is detachment.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
Abhyas
Okay.
Vairagya. Of course, it's a process, it's practice, but
Yeah.
continuous sa tu dirghakala satkar sevita dhrad bhumi. So that is regular practice of anything leads
Yes.
makes one habitual, and that habit become a characteristic of yours.
Definitely, definitely. Wow, this is so interesting and very much deep and very much informative for all of us watching you, Deepaji. All right, I think we received a message before you move on to the demonstration. I'm just
Yeah.
going to read that out. This was from Daryl William and from Facebook.
Yeah.
He is asking, can you please show your feet doing seated yoga stretches and exercises for feet and ankles, please?
Yes. Sure.
Yeah.
I will.
So
I will.
sure you will get that. Thank you for watching and thank you for sending us the questions. Over to Deepaji, that who is now going to demonstrate to us about the solutions. What should we do? Is that right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So the first solution, these are the bhavas. Now I'm moving towards
Mhm.
the second phase of my session. That is the bhavas. These were the kleshas and the bhavas. Bhavas, I would say this is a yogic way of life. This is you need to imbibe in you. Like if we eat everything, sleep every day, we just have to imbibe. Yoga is just not a physical practice, but also a mental, and just it has to be a way of life. Just not uh, doing a physical. Okay, I did 1 hour yoga and my pains and aches will go away. Sorry, um, it has to be a lifestyle with everything. So I would say just not practicing the asana, but practicing asana, that 1 hour or whatever you remove time for yourself, do it with the awareness, with the attitudes, this bhavas. So the first bhava is the dharma bhav. Dharma is nothing to do with religion. Religion is a faith that you believe in some God. It can be Buddha, it can be Christian, Christ,
Yeah.
or Jesus, or anything. These are religion, these are faith. But
Yeah.
dharma is
That's
got to
good.
do with a duty. It's basically conditioning yourself. It's basically preparing yourself, and it's of and doing things not as a sacrifice or not as a mandatory thing, but doing with a feel of happiness, with a feel of giving it to yourself, giving it to your inner self. Duty should come with absolute love and an absolute offering to yourself, and it's not you, it's the inner you, it's the inner. God will be happy if you will be happy. That's all, with that duty. So this dharma bhav we can develop with asanas, which are meditative asanas, with going inside with Om chanting, with meditation. So let me start my session with just 3 Oms. We sit in a Sukhasan posture. So any Sukhasan, Vajrasan posture, this will help you, get inside you, preparing us, conditioning us. That's the duty, bhav we develop. When we do everything religiously, they just doing it happily, we are sorted. So as we had discussed, being here, as you had said, so from birth to death, in between there is see. You can see things when you're prepared. When you do your duty, just without any ourselves. There is a in Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna says, Karmanya vadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. Just do your duty. All he says is just do your duty. Be here, be now. So that can be developed with a dharma bhav. So doing asanas with a dharma bhav. So we start the session, the practical demonstration. Please join me with so that I can make you feel, experience it as well. I would request if viewers can see it, experience it, like practice with me. They will really experience it. So the first, this is a mudra. Any mudra you can take. Sit in back straight. Sit in Sukhasana, any comfortable posture. If not comfortable on the floor, you can sit on the chair as well. Take a deep breath and we just begin with a 3 Om chant. Take a deep breath, breathe out. Take a deep breath and let's start. Om. Feel the vibration. Just feel the vibrations within. This vibration and the thought of you offering yourself to the higher self. This dharma bhav, dharma being doing duty towards your inner self, just keeps you healthy, active for the entire day. Nicely rub your palms. Take this energy. Quickly make your hands warm. Cup your eyes. Take in the energy inside through the eye and slowly rub it on your face and slowly open your eyes. This is how you develop the dharma bhav. And now you're prepared, you're ready to go towards the next stage, the next step, that is jnana. So somebody asked me a question about the knee pain. We'll be covering in this. Jnana is knowing yourself, understanding, making yourself aware that this is a pain, this is a problem area, going deep inside it. So jnana is just not knowledge, it's just not education, it's an experiential knowledge. So when you experience it, when you practically do things, it can stay for a longer time. It will stay forever. Living the experience, reading and living it. Just somebody might say I've read a lot of books, a lot of things, but experiencing it, living with it, doing it practically, that is something that stays forever. You may forget few things, but something that you have practiced every day or something you have imbibed in you, what into your character or made it your habit, that will stay forever. So that is real gyan, that is real knowledge. So for the legs you had mentioned, we just loosen ourselves. When we do this, like just relax yourself. You can just stretch your legs Pointing your toes towards your side, slowly loosening yourself from the toes towards the ankle, towards the knee. The simple exercise we don't realize, rotating it. We're getting aware of our body. We're getting known to our body, knowing our each and every body part, loving them, getting connecting with your body, connecting with your own self is gyan. So this is the real wisdom, knowing yourself, because they say yatha pinde tatha brahmand. What is your so is your mind. What is universe is your mind, and what is your body is the universe. Everything is what is inside is outside, and what is outside is inside. So knowing yourself, jnana about your body is knowledge. This can be done. You keep on doing this twisting, rotation, then folding your legs and twisting. When you do this simple thing, you're twisting your torso. You're moving up towards yourself. Twist other side. Again, breathe out. Fold your one leg. Twist on the other side. Preparing your body. Twist. Then, little more complex. What we can do is fold your leg, keep it under, then fold your one leg, keep it under your buttocks, take it towards you, the other leg, bring your opposite hand up, breathe out, fold your ankle, look back, breathe in center, release your hand, release your leg. Similarly, we can do it on the other side. Fold your leg, fold your left leg, put it under the hips, other leg, right leg, just close to the knee or wherever comfortable. Some people can do it this much, that's okay. Fold it, opposite hand goes above the knee. Try holding your ankle, keep your one hand behind, breathe out, look back, breathe in center, release your hand, release your leg. This twisting is for legs, reducing the stomach area, and mostly everybody has abdominal fat assets that we keep on accumulating, that helps in reducing the belly fat and also massaging the internal organs. See, yoga is the only the technique which also works on your internal organs. Other things, gymming, I'm not against it. Gymming and all just works on your muscles, making you improving your endurance. But this massages your muscles, not only the muscles and all, but also strengthening your internal organs. So this is good for people with diabetes. And somebody had also asked me for the legs. So here when we are twisting, we are working on the leg fat things, what we did, this thing, and you have to press your knee down. This every time. Usually who have a knee pain, they should do it. Like so, just press your knee downward. Breathe in, bring your prana energy, bring your awareness towards the knee. All the om chanting, whatever you do, we're creating energy, the positive energy we have created within us. Just imagine it going towards the knee, blessing yourself. Try pushing the below part of the knee down. This improves the strength of the knee. Also, holding the leg and doing rotation. Simple exercises, also called as Sukshma Vyayam. This helps in improving the leg strength, the knee strength, especially in this. Then, folding your leg, one leg straight, holding it like a baby. Consider your foot to be like a baby. Pamper yourself, pamper your body. This opens up your hip joint. So people who have hip or some hip joint or very stiff legs or thighs, you can work like this. You can just do it, hold it like a baby, and do little simple movements, twisting, and just doing rolling as if you're doing it as a baby. Similarly with the other side. I see there is a question. If you can just, Sayani, if you can help me. And
Yes,
then bring.
right. This is very interesting. Rolling your legs as a baby. And
Yeah.
yeah, I think Malti Patel, thank you for being here. She's asking if you could share stretches for tight shoulder on one side. Thanks.
Yeah,
I think, yeah,
definitely.
tight shoulder. And
Good.
before I let you continue, we have the lovely Nabanita with us. She joined us, and well, Nabanita ji, namaste to you. And she's also been doing together. Yeah,
Cool.
hi,
Very
hello, Nabanita. How are
wow.
you? I think
I
you're
would like to
muted.
see everyone. I would
Yes,
like to see everyone. Wow,
namaste,
that's
Nabanita
amazing.
ji.
Namaste.
Yeah, yeah, she's
Yeah.
also in pink. Wow, we have two beautiful
Wow.
pinky ladies.
Wow.
Yeah, okay. Maybe later on, we're
Yeah.
having a great grand greeting to you. But thank you for being there. We can see you, and it's lovely to have the Buddha behind that Deepaji was mentioning before, and you're also doing together. Was lovely. Deepaji, yes. Go
Yes.
ahead. You were showing,
Yes.
yeah, regarding the question, no tight shoulder, something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is so this is to open up the legs, to open up the hip joint, the baby pose that we did. Then we move towards the hand. Yes, we usually carry a lot of weight of the neck and the shoulders. We carry a lot of things. It's just the head, the weight of the brain is only too much, like maybe 8 kilos, something 5 kg, but we carry much more than that in the mind, which is why we have problem with the shoulder and the neck. So awareness towards it, the gyan towards it is very good. We just rotate the shoulders. Simple thing. This will help open up. And another one technique, do it with the awareness. Always do everything with an awareness. The twisting pose that we have, basic twisting, the vakrasan that we call, you can refer, you can check on Google or something. Simple twisting pose. This will help to open up the shoulder. And then interlock your fingers, hold it tight, breathe in, try doing this rotation. Clockwise and anti-clockwise. Just rotate your hands. Usually people who have, people who are working for longer hours on the computer, the engineer, this helps bring it in front. Superb. And also you can do it on the other side. This immediately opens up your shoulder, opens up all the cervical pain that you have. And this rises you up. Simple thing. Stretch yourself high. Stretch yourself high. Imagine you getting connected with the highest self. Imagine you like a mountain. Bend right, then bend left. Although mountains do. But we can be a little flexible, bending right, bending left, center. Twist yourself. Sometimes you need to twist and turn according to the situation. Twist, turn, center, then bend forward, surrendering yourself. So the next technique is Vairagya, surrendering yourself. Bend forward, letting go yourself. See, when I say letting just bend, it will be a task. Oh my God, I cannot bend. I have a tight back. I have a low back pain. I have a knee pain. I cannot do it. But with the thought that letting go. So there is yogic understanding of the real yogic understanding of Vairagya is letting go and letting it be, and getting into the flow is real yogic understanding of it. So for this, I'll show you a simple mudra, yoga mudra, which is called, which is the perception of yoga itself. The definition of yoga completes in one posture, that is yoga mudra. So you can either sit in sukhasana or padmasana, whatever comfortable, or you can just sit on the chair if really difficult for you. Hold your wrist behind, inhale, take in the energy, and exhale. Just have a feeling of let go. Feel all the stress and tension coming up all towards the head, and slowly relax your elbows, relax your shoulder, and try touching your forehead to the ground or wherever. Just have a feeling of surrendering yourself. So, letting go is very important to empty. Letting go that nature can fill it up. Breathe in and come up and imagine filling up yourself, filling with a positive energy. The nature is here to give you. Take in the positivity. After letting go, only empty, something is empty, then only something good can be filled up. So that resentment and content you were saying about, you were talking about, if someone who is empty at heart can only give love and compassion, that emptiness, the clearness of mind and heart brings in positive energy, love, compassion, away from resentment and disturbances. You can grow. You can have love, compassion, more energy, more positivity, and taking you towards the highest order of being yourself, ultimately making you reach towards Aishwarya. Aishwarya, the literal meaning, the literal book meaning would be the prosperity. So, but in yoga, prosperity means the prosperity of happiness, feeling, getting away from, once we move from the stages of dhyan, gyan, vairagya, trupti, contentment, which are not exactly opposite of klesha, but yet they are the positive counter of it. When you stop the chase, when you continuously stop the chase of getting into things, you reach towards Aishwarya. You go high. Then comes the flow of divine within you, getting away from all the stress, tension, anxiety. The flow of divine comes into you. Flow doesn't mean flow in your bank account or the flow of money or something. Yeah, that can give you happiness, but yes, these are all temporary. These are just momentary happiness. Even a rich man can be sad, and even a poor man can be happy. And that ananda, that state of bliss, or we can call it as a shunyata, the zero state, is Aishwarya, opulence, prosperity, and that brings in self confidence, self reliance. So, there are asanas that you can practice for that self reliance, self confidence. There are difficult asanas like, I would say, the backward bending asanas, all the backward ending bending asanas. One I would like to demonstrate is the chakrasana. So you bring your legs together, hands next to your head, either side, keeping your palms down and fingers facing towards your shoulders, either side of your head. Breathe in and raise yourself up high like a rainbow, shining high up like a rainbow, being there, just feeling when you just accomplish difficult asanas, when you overcome difficult asanas, that itself brings confidence in you. It may look little difficult in the beginning, but anything backward, backward bending asanas are going against the gravity. Anything you go little against the force, little pushing yourself. So the preparatory asana for it would be like the Setu Bandhasana, the bridge pose. You fold your legs, breathe in, and lift yourself up. Breathe out and come back. Breathe in, lift your hips, lift your back up. Breathe out and come back. And hug yourself, straightening your spine. Pavan Muktasana, letting go, and then you raise yourself high, doing difficult asana. Also the Sarvangasana. When you let go, you reach up. The candle stand pose. Straight. Breathe in. Stretch yourself. Straight like a candle. Let the light glow. Let the inner light glow. Breathe out. Slowly come down vertebrae by vertebrae, straightening yourself. So that let your inner light glow. Accomplishing the difficult asanas, that brings Aishwarya. That brings happiness, self-reliance, self-confidence. So when we practice this asana with this thought, understanding, and then growing up, this feeling makes you neutralized of all the kleshas.
Definitely. Wow. Mhm.
Review high.
Yeah. This was very demonstrative and very important for us to know. And I think we'll take time to reach what you just did. For now, we're going to, well, some who are already, they have reached certain level. They are definitely able to do that. And I'm a father also. Since very young age, he used to do yoga. And we also here in Mauritius, every we used to have regular classes, and that bridge, no, not bridge, the one that both that's what I used to do it. I need to practice more, so I can do it again.
Yeah, you can practice with the initial bridge pose, the Setu Bandhasan, so that will prepare your back, prepare your spine, bringing awareness towards it, and then go towards Aishwarya. Then you gradually strengthening your hands. You can strengthen your hands with a downward dog pose and the shoulders. Once the shoulders are strong, you can gradually get, and your hands are strong, you can come up Chakrasana, that is a bridge pose, that is bridging the gap. Also, when you reach Aishwarya, bridging the gap from unawareness towards the consciousness. From that unawareness, bridging towards the ultimate.
Right. Absolutely. Well, Deepalji, that was, can you believe, almost an hour fleeted by. And still, I think there's a lot more to learn. We'd love to have you again, and so that you share all this knowledge that you have, and all the credit, your guru as well, who taught you. So maybe our obeisances to him, and we wish you all the very best, and we hope that, we wish to see you again on this Healing Our Earth platform. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I would just like to add with the pranayams, with this, not the asanas, also the pranayams. If you practice it, you also get more aware and go towards the inner self. The breathing, as you breathe, this as you breathe is your mind. And so just focus on the breathing as well, the breathing techniques. Just follow whatever. My idea behind this session was practice the asana and the breathing with the inner awareness, with the thought of it. And so you can overcome your pains, and just not physical pain, also mindfulness. Yes, do it with the mindfulness.
And when you say bringing the consciousness, I think it's being mindful of whatever we do, all our actions. Right. Well, maybe the next session, when you're there, you can explore more on pranayam, on breathing exercises, which is equally important for yoga and meditation. Thank you, Deepalji. Thank you so much.